You remember in a previous episode we did the Law of One, and that just keeps coming back because if anybody in the chat or whoever's watching remembers the Law of One episode that we did, we talked about Ra and the sun god, and that for those who don't know, it was a collection of channeled writings called the Law of One material, and in it there's an interesting narrative about these evil entities called Orion who gave us the Ten Commandments.
Orion is a negative polarity alien group that has been manipulating us for a long time, according to Ra. There are things like the Ten Commandments were given by the people of Orion because God would not say thou shalt not, according to the Law of One.
And the Ten Commandments are bad because they're creating all these problems in the world, and so we got to get rid of the Ten Commandments and fight, and that's the narrative, and fight back against these evil Orion entities. And why, we keep asking the question on this channel, why are all of these so-called ETs, these beings, these celestial entities, which I believe are heathen deities, manifesting themselves, because they often use the names of heathen deities when people are channeling them. If that is true, if we're taking their word for it, if they are channeling spirits, that's what they are, and they're always speaking terrible things about Christ and God, and then even so specific, the Ten Commandments. So what would be the opposite of the Ten Commandments? The Ten Commandments, I've said before, Brad, the Ten Commandments are the constitution of heaven. The constitution that God gave to man as a sign that we belong to him. And so these aliens are coming to get rid of this Ten Commandments thing. So what law are they going to put in its place? Well, we find that these ETs that people are channeling often have this new galactic constitution that they want to introduce us to.
Even if you believe like these people, this Law of One, and it's all about love, and if we reach love, then we're there. How could you go against the Ten Commandments? Because the Ten Commandments are thou shalt not, everything it's saying is love. Thou shalt not lie. Okay, if you love, you're not going to lie. If you love, you're not going to commit adultery. If you love, you're not going to kill people. So how can they say like these deceivers made the Ten Commandments? And that's what's holding us back, Well, the law hangs on love.
Yeah. So that's a good point. The Ten Commandments deal with loving your neighbor as yourself and loving God. What is it about the Ten Commandments, or what is contained inside the Ten Commandments, that would make these entities speak so negatively about it? When if their law is about love, then all the commandments point to love.
What does Satan want? He said in Isaiah 14:12, I think
he wants worship.
I want to, yeah, exactly. So what is it about the Ten Commandments? Well, probably something to do with worship. And that's all we're going to say about that right now. But I think there's something really interesting. We can go really
you're right, Bradley. Yeah, it is a war between worshiping of God, which is worshiping him as the creator, and worshiping Satan, which is worshiping creation.